Hello, everyone. My name is Ron Warren, and on behalf of Frank Jernigan, the founder and programmer of Phrancko.com, I'd like to welcome you all to this weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. The Phrancko.com is a website where you can put in information about the yarn you'd like to use, the measurements of yourself or your rotisserie participant, and get an entirely custom-fitted perfect set of sweater instructions with minimal seaming and picking up, perfectly suited. So we meet here every week. It is open to anyone, whether you're interested in making a Phrancko sweater, you want to come and get some advice for when you're working on. It's a great group of people. We're always here ready to share information. So let's go ahead and get everyone greeted. Hello there, Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and hello to Nick.
Hi, everyone.
And hello, Cindy.
Hi, all.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, everyone.
Buenas noches, Sergio. How are you? And hello, William.
Frozen.
And hello, Maggie.
Hi there.
And hello, Song.
Hello, everyone.
And hello, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
And here's Sandra, just in time for our greetings. Hello, Sandra.
Hi.
It's just us chickens today. Frank isn't with us, but we're holding down the fort and we're recording for him. So I just got finished saying hello to everyone. No Rendell today?
No, Rendell. She is taking a break. She's been working in her yard out in the heat. It's 87, feels like 92 today.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Pretty
just
hot.
I hope she's staying hydrated.
Yeah.
And you hydrated too. Yeah, it's hot here this weekend.
Yeah, it's
currently 41 degrees.
Yeah.
100 and schmep.
100 and something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is gross. Anyone else have any important weather news to report? Debbie's got rain.
70 and pouring.
It is raining a little bit, but it's been warm, so I've been outside and I finally got everything planted today. The corn is in.
Oh,
so I'm good.
I've been my sister had been growing tomatoes and like other vegetables, zucchini or courgettes. And she took out her garden to put in a turtle enclosure, a tortoise enclosure.
Oh, wow.
No.
And so last year when I was like, aha, it's tomato season, there were no tomatoes, just tortoises. So I planted tomatoes. We planted tomatoes and some herbs and some squash and other things.
I need to water them extra today.
In the back. Yeah, they're puny this morning. They're just like, oh, no. Our last frost of the season was 4 months ago. So we're in the middle of it. I've got my black light for looking for tomato hornworms.
I didn't know you could do that. Well, I mean, I've looked for them. I didn't know you used a black light.
That's because they come out and get active at night.
At night, yeah.
Not hidden, and they glow green under black light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good hint.
Yeah, if you grow tomatoes or any other belladonnas, tobacco, if you get hornworms, or tomato worms are sometimes called, yeah, look for them with a black light. You just pick them up and throw them in the yard and the birds will get them. Yes. So I guess that's
interesting. The things you learn at Phrancko Knitting.
Right.
Who would know that you learn about how to deal with tomato hornworms?
How to pick up a beautiful sleeve, how to look for tomato hornworms at night with the black light. Yeah, tomato
short
hornworms.
rows, whatever you
black
need.
light.
Well, I can report, since we've covered weather and tomatoes, we should now go into wildlife, and we have a small owl in our backyard.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
That's neat. Yes.
Yes. And he or she blends in so well that I can't take a picture of the owl because the camera can't find it to focus
Oh, wow.
tree limbs and trees and not the owl. And we can't we haven't been able to see the owl fly off or fly in, so we don't know where the nest is. But today he's been here since 7 a.m. and he's taking a really long nap.
Mm.
So do you listen? Do you hear it's like hoots? Is that how you know it's there, or have you
We
just seen
were
it sitting?
sitting on our back patio, and my husband
Hoot.
said,
I don't know what's hoot.
"Woo,
Hoot.
woo."
A hoot.
That's the sound an owl makes in English.
English speaking owl.
English speaking owls.
My
That's
husband
like
said,
almost like these like hoot. And
"Is that a bird up there, or is that like a broken tree branch?" And we stared, and I went under the tree, and because it's a huge
Hoot. Ooh.
tree. That owl
Yeah.
what's the place?
was so still you could not tell. And so finally, we thought it was an owl. We took pictures. It still looked like part of a tree something. And then later we noticed it was gone. So we figured out it is an owl.
Sandra, are you familiar with the Merlin birding app?
Oh gosh, I don't know a thing about birds. No.
If you download this app, it's totally free, and it'll ask you a series of questions to help you identify what kind of owl it is.
Oh,
But
okay.
Or
also
if
sorry, Will.
No, go ahead.
You can press record and record it Twitter, and it'll tell you what species of owl it is.
Yeah. If
It's
you
really
can catch
clever.
it while it's hooting, it will tell you what kind of owl it is.
Well,
Oh, wow.
our assignment is to sit out there to watch it fly off because
Yeah.
it's never flown or hooted.
Well, dusk is just about sundown is a good time.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, because we kind of give up and we say, "Hey, it's time for us to go in," and then he's gone. So we
Oh,
don't know.
that's when you just get a drink and sit out there, Sandra.
He
Mm.
may be watching us, and then
Well, he might be.
I could have sworn that was a branch, but it's gone now.
I'm sat here wondering what noise Spanish owls make now. Sergio.
Just saying, I think.
Sergio.
Saying.
Do you say twit twoo?
No. Tweet
No.
two. No. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think about that. Because my image is a bit retarded. I don't know. It's like a bit frozen, so it's difficult for me to see and talk at the same time. So at the time I'm speaking. What the continue speaking linguist say? One moment. Yes, because I'm moving and 5 seconds, then I can see the movement.
Oh.
It's okay. So what I
maybe
was telling, I don't
low
remember.
internet.
Yes, there's not good connection.
Well, Sandra, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Owl.
We've named him Ollie, and I will report next week.
Cool.
Wait, he may be gone. No, there he is. He's still there. Yeah. So
You could maybe use binoculars to look at him closer.
we try. Well, I can. Yes, I can see him better, but it's like I can't keep those binoculars so still for the little tiny
Right, it's hard
together
to do. Yeah.
But we get the best view with binoculars, and then my husband has those
Upper
scopes
glasses.
on his guns. Has a scope, and so we're
It's
going
much different from opera glasses.
But anyway,
Yeah, bigger. You could use little opera glasses too, right?
Yeah.
Or a monocle. A monocle. I mean,
who knows? That poor owl probably thinks we're deranged.
so funny.
But anyway, there's the wildlife report.
Great. Anyone else have anything going on in their backyard?
We had a coyote walking across our field. The
Oh,
neighborhood
wow.
coyote.
Ooh. Have you named it?
Oh no, I don't know.
We recently picked up a kitten. From there are. I live on 7.5 acres, with like in our family compound. So there's animals everywhere, and we have field cats, like that are actually working cats. Please eat all the lizards and the mice, please. But occasionally extra cats show up, and like they'll drop a litter of kittens, and then we have to figure out what to do with the kittens. One kitten survived this last litter we found, so we kept him. His name is Gway, but for a while he was small, of course, because he was a kitten. So he would want to go outside, but we'd have to keep him in because hawks would get him. We've seen one too many kittens carried away as a snack. So you are staying inside. But he's big enough now that he can enjoy himself. So we've got too much wildlife, if anything.
Does he like your yarn?
He seems to like the enclosed patio because that's where our housemate sits on his swing and reads. Oh, there's Gway.
Oh, how cute.
Does he play with your yarn as you're knitting?
He is interested, but we haven't kept, like, he hasn't gone too far. My other cats, we have 4 cats now because Tim's a soft touch. And when Tim was living in a different apartment somewhere pre-COVID, I just moved onto the compound during COVID times. But he found another cat out there and tried to keep it, and it turned out she was evil, so he brought her to our house to terrorize us.
Crime is coming here.
And then he brought in Gway. So half of the cats we have are Tim found a cat and his heart bled.
Yeah.
Like, Tim, if you find another kitten, you're just going to have to, I don't know, deal with it as best you can, but do not bring any more kittens to the house. We've got 1 kitten per person.
I have a couple that rescue animals, and John, he'll be going shopping and he'll find a cat in the dumpster somewhere and he'll bring it home. And now they have 7 cats in the house, and they got 9 outside.
Oh
my goodness.
Is
that even legal in their area?
Yeah, I know. It's but they see these stray cats, and they get them neutered and they bring them home and they keep them. So
my dad has gotten it into his head that he wants to buy a Maine Coon.
Oh God.
But my mother does not want to have a cat. She enjoys cats only theoretically and from a distance, and not near her furniture. So now my dad has taken it to in his head that he's going to buy me a Maine Coon. I already have 4 cats. I cannot have 5 cats, especially if one of them is the size of 4 more cats. That it's too much cat to person. Oh well. But luckily, the cats in general do not care much about the yarn.
That's good. That's good.
You want to go to the front door and pick up that package that
thank you.
Amazon just took?
My cat actually sits on my lap while I'm knitting.
Yeah.
I care less. The yarn goes across his ear and his ears just twitch and he never touches it.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Good cat.
It's a Maine Coon. The name. Coon is like a giant cat, no?
Yeah,
it's very large. That's very big.
Watching here, but it's like the photos.
They're huge. They're huge.
Oh,
enormous, and I don't know why. I don't know. My dad gets ideas, and I like them. They're cute. I've got 4 cats at home. And
that's a lot.
Half of them just arrived because Tim gets very sad when he sees a cat.
No, but you know what happens that you usually live in houses, but here, for example, we live in apartments, so we can have 5 or 4 cats or dogs. People like dogs, cats, but just 1, or But in towns, yes, if they have the yard, the courtyard, they have some animals, like even donkeys and But if
Oh,
you're,
wow.
yeah.
My sister at her house has a ton of unconventional pets. So she's got a lot of birds. She's got chickens, of course, but then ducks and geese and turkeys and peacocks.
Oh, wow.
So then
Wow.
there's just a bunch of mixed eggs in the refrigerator.
Mm.
It's nice that we don't have to buy eggs, but you go, it's like, I'm going to get eggs from Heidi's house. And I have a couple dozen eggs.
Yeah.
And one is like this, and one is like this from one of her little bantam breeds. Like, what? Okay, the recipe calls for 2 eggs. So
Peacocks are very noisy.
So then you have
Yeah,
to
they
then you have to look up of what does a normal large egg weigh,
Yeah.
and you
Right,
do the thing. Because I had zillions of different chickens and little
Yeah.
bantams and big ones and ducks, and so you figure out it's like, okay, it's this much weight. Okay, we'll have this many, which doesn't correlate to what the recipe says, but it does in volume. So you
Yeah.
figure
I
that
keep
out.
a kitchen scale, which is good, but mostly I just put eggs in a container until it looks like enough for an omelet.
So it looks like right. That's right. Yeah. And for a lot of things, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's like, how big of an omelet do you want? Use as many as you want.
Mm.
2 eggs for me, 3 eggs for Tim, and 1 for the pan.
Unless they're quail eggs, and then it's kind of like 20 eggs for you.
She hasn't picked up any quails yet.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Don't let her see this. Don't let her see this. They're very cute. They're really flighty, and their eggs are like so weeny.
I do like quail eggs though. They are noisy. The peacocks make some noise, but it's mostly the turkeys.
Mm.
The turkey can fly enough to get up on the top of buildings and just like
Yeah.
it's like walking in from the
Because,
car.
in Spanish, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same.
Well, that's how they protect themselves. They go up in the trees.
and they
What
roost
else?
there at night.
Yeah.
How else would you describe a turkey sound?
American turkey.
So I'm just like, what are we gonna do with all these birds? Then she's had Highland cattle, and there used to be goats in my backyard because she ran out of space for goats and built a goat enclosure like behind my back fence, which is also noisy.
Did you ever do goat milk? I mean soap. Goat milk soap?
No,
You didn't make that.
I don't
Now
interface.
see, I did that. I made homemade soap for like more than 30 years. So I've
Oh,
done goat
wow.
milk. I've done milk or soap with beef tallow, with
Mm.
sheep tallow. It makes a really white, hard soap. It's wonderful. So
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, you can do that. So just be glad she didn't do that yet.
No, the goats are purely decorative until they get old, and then they turn into
Thank
birria.
you.
They turn into
How many
what?
bags were there? 1?
Birria,
Oh, God.
In a box.
Oh, all right. We're bringing everything
or
all around.
calderetta. But my sister doesn't like goat, so I just like they'll have the goats cut up and processed.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm the only one who eats them.
oh.
Harvested is the polite word, Ron. Harvested.
Chopped up into edible bits. Speaking of harvested, if anyone's interested in some alpaca fleeces, too many were sent to me.
Real
For
full,
what? Huh?
like the full size, like a complete fleece.
They're in garbage bags?
Uh-huh.
I assume so. I don't know who trimmed them. There seem to be a lot of second cuts in them. A second cut is when an animal is being sheared, the person shearing might go over the same spot again and leave little cut off bits, and you need to get those out. I just opened one bag, but there's like 20 bags of alpaca.
My gosh.
Oh my gosh.
In my shop, because my niece knows someone who raises alpacas, and they're like,
Who knew someone who, yeah.
don't.
So would it all need to be carded and everything before it was spun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to be processed. So someone had left some donated things from the collection of someone who had recently passed away, and I combed through it for a set of hackles. So I've got things to process the fleece, but there's also way too much
Yeah.
sitting in my shop in plastic bags.
Mm.
Alpaca mostly just gets dusty. They're not greasy like sheep. So they don't need scoured to the same degree, but the process does need, they do need process to like take out the animal or the vegetable matter and knock the dust out and get the second cuts out. But I'm just like, do you want to buy this? No. It's got like 40. No, Maddie, I do not want that. Well, okay. And then 2 days later, what if she just gives it to you? Like there's not space. Okay, fine. Put
Well,
it in my
maybe you can convince your sister, if she gardens or something, you can use it for mulch too.
Right. I just like, can you collect lye from burnt hair or just burnt wood? If I make
Only burnt wood.
That's too bad. Did you make your own lye when you were soap making?
I looked about it, but I didn't. I bought lye. When I first started, it was funny. They didn't have any really recipes of it back when I was doing it. Nobody was doing it. And so we went to the Seattle Public Library, and my husband's degree was in chemistry. And we found a big, huge text, a commercial text for how you make soap. It was a Lever Brothers recipe stuff. And so it's like, 5 boxcars of this, 2 boxcars of that. And how it was. And so, but they did show the formulas for what was happening. So, okay, Jerry, figure out what do I need to do this so I can make a badge just in this big pot that I have. It was fun.
Scale of boxcars down to.
Yeah, no, we don't need boxcar.
What if you had a boxcar pull up?
Oh, that would be crazy.
I feel like that's what happened with this alpaca fleece.
Yeah,
kind of is.
And Wally, you have all of that donated yarn. How is that coming along?
I've given a lot of it away, and this, unfortunately, some of it I donated to St. Vincent's into the bins. Because, some people just don't take it. So, but other than that, I've still got my 12 bins up in the attic. But I think I'm going to start making crochet afghans, but I'm going to use 3 scans of yarn at once to make them thick.
Yeah.
So out in Long Island, we have a lot of homeless people that live in these woods, and that's what I do. So, as a matter of fact, I should tell you, I'm sorry I left so abruptly last week. Someone called me and I couldn't get them off the phone, so I couldn't come back to say goodbye. So.
It's tough when you're in demand.
Yes. But while we're here,
yes,
I'm starting the body.
On
the I got back down. So here we go.
Oh, yay. Good.
Great.
Normal size
I got
now.
and I got the sleeves and everything. So what I'm going to do is finish this yarn here for the body, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to start doing the sleeves. I want to see if I can do that first.
Hold it up still for a second so we can focus in and see the.
Looking great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got all the right number of stitches now?
I got all the right number of stitches. I used a little counter, do 4, So,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. It's a terrible thing that we can't read right. The other thing I've learned is that I have to throw to do the sweater. I can't pick because it gets too big.
Oh.
And it gets too loose. So I now I throw it because the other sweater where I was picking it, and that's why it got so big. So
generally, if a difference between your different knitting methods. You want to make sure that you knit your sweater with the technique you swatch with if there's a large change.
Right. And I would, right now I'm on a number 6 needle. If I did it through the picking, I would be down to like a number 3.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, yeah, I'm a very loose picker, I guess. So
I heard that about you.
yes.
You know that Wally, they said. Who else has something to share?
Oh,
Let's
here, I have a green one too.
okay, we'll do
Oh.
greens first.
So
See,
here's
Ron,
my,
you're wrong. We like green.
I know that. I sell so much green yarn. It's them that are
yeah. So I put a round hem on this.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
I
how
Oh,
nice.
nice.
And I put it's got a, I don't know what you call this thing on the side to make it A-line.
yeah.
So I'm on my first sleeve now.
like a
So
gut.
very
Can you
good.
hold that up so I can see that better?
Like an integrated gusset.
Yeah,
Looks like it. Yeah, I guess
Is that
it.
good?
Yeah, the side.
Oh,
the
the
side.
side.
Yeah, it's.
Is
So it's
that
a seed stitch.
oh yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Oh, I
Oh, that
see,
is
yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Looks,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I've tried it on a few times. So, and all is well. And here's my second sock, Will.
Oh,
Oops.
cool.
Ah.
First one. I don't know where the second one. I'm almost to the cuff.
Yay.
Oh,
Go up.
nice.
Nice.
So they're just short socks.
Yeah, those are great for summer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I need more short socks. All mine
Uh-huh.
are long, and I need to make some ankle socks for the
Uh-huh.
summer. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
So where are you on your second one?
I am. Well, I'm not working on it right now because I'm getting ready to leave on a long road trip. And so I'm
Oh.
saving my sock projects for that. So I've pulled out an old, I guess you'd call it an Afghan or a blanket. And I have to knit one stitch before I can
Better be
show
green.
so, otherwise I'll drop it. And
Okay.
okay, here we go. So this is the northeasterly blanket. It's a pattern on Ravelry, and I've been working on it quite a while.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
I can't show you the whole thing because it's too big, but
Uh-huh.
I can try. It's very large.
Wow. Oh, that's
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
How many
That's
how many
pretty.
colors?
I don't even know. I have no idea.
Are you using scraps?
Yes, it's
Uh-huh.
scraps and leftover sock yarns
Uh-huh.
and all kinds of stuff that I've got. And
Uh-huh.
it's
So it's intarsia, I guess.
it's not, so it's really cool. It's knit modularly.
Oh.
You just cast on 31 stitches. Let me show you. So I just have 31 stitches
Uh-huh.
on my needle, and you join it to the previous
Oh yeah.
as you
Oh,
go.
all right.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
Very cool.
you don't even have to decide in advance how big it's going to be. I could make it longer and wider until I run out of yarn or get bored or
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
frustrated or
Actually, a shawl.
Very cool.
or make a shawl if I decide I don't want to commit to a blanket. It could just be a very giant scarf.
Cindy, did you find the Ravelry link for us?
I didn't. I was actually knitting and counting. Okay, what's the
Oh,
name
okay.
again? I'll go.
That's
I'll look
fair.
it up.
It's called Northeasterly.
Northeasterly. Okay.
What size needle are you using?
I'm just on a 5,
Uh-huh.
so it's fingering weight yarn on a 5.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
it's a very slow project. I've been working on this over a year,
Uh-huh.
intermittently,
yeah.
and because it really can't leave the house, it's too big,
You're
I
right.
need to work
Yeah.
on it at home.
And you
And I
need to
need
get
to
the
have-
socks done so you have spare yarn.
That's exactly right. Yes,
Yes.
whenever I have spare, I finish a pair of socks and then I can add the extra to the blanket. Yeah.
Right.
That's fantastic. I love modular projects that
Yeah,
way.
me too.
you.
Yeah.
Well, when you start a new row,
Yeah.
how do you start it? Like, how do you end it? And then how do you
Yeah. So like when I'm going to start a new color,
No,
I-
a whole new row.
oh, got it. Like a new column.
Mm,
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
then I would cast on, I just did it the other day. You cast on for this size, it's 31 stitches
Okay.
onto your needle. And then I think you work the first row normal. And then it's at the end of the row, end of the wrong side row, there's a slip stitch selvage on the blanket, and you insert your needle in there and you do a knit two together with the slip stitch selvage edge from the blanket and the last stitch on your needle. And that just joins them together, and then you keep going.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you don't have to sew them together or
Yeah.
anything like that. They're joined together as you knit them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very cool.
And she's got a video linked in the pattern on YouTube that shows you how to do it. It's real easy once you've done it a couple times.
I put the pattern in the chat. So are you
Thank you.
doing the one where you do the fingering held double, or are you just doing the fingering?
I'm just doing it single.
Okay,
but
because
you
it
could-
shows that the patterns is for both, that you can either do
Yep.
it with held singly or double.
Doubly,
So
yep.
Ron, someone's using fingering yarn.
Someone is.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are sock knitters.
Besides
There
Will.
are sock knitters. But a sock knitter buys a skein of yarn. No one is
Right.
buying sweater quantities of fingering weight yarn here.
Yeah.
Will,
Yeah.
do you know this book? I think it's Geometric Knit Blankets. It's modular, most of them with short row.
Oh, nice.
Is that Brooklyn Tweed?
It's
Geometric
Margaret
knit
Holtzman.
blankets.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh,
great.
wow.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out. Margaret Holtzman. Thanks.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
They look like quilts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
wow.
Look this.
Oh,
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 that's
wow.
nice.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Impressive.
wow.
Wow.
It's big.
Now that's in Tarja, isn't it?
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's not.
It's
It's
modular.
picking up stitches.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so it is modular.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna check that
very-
book out.
very intelligent.
Yeah.
Can you, I can't do two things at one time. So I was looking at the Ravelry thing, and so I missed your book.
Yeah.
So
Could you show that again, please?
Oh, let me spot.
Geometric.
Geometric knit blankets. Wow.
thank you.
Yeah,
very
that's
interesting.
great.
Yeah.
Because, for example, there are things that you can say, no, that how can I'm going to do, for example, this. And later, I'm frozen again. But later,
Oh
it's
my God.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
So that must
Yeah.
be short rows too, maybe.
exactly short row,
Uh-huh.
and it's
Yeah.
easier.
wow.
It's very
Awesome.
interesting.
Yeah, that's great. I'll have to check that out for sure.
Hmm.
Mm.
Thanks.
No, you're welcome.
I wish that I had known about that book earlier because I have also my modular blanket as well with the fingering sock yarns.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And I just
Well,
keep
there you
adding
go.
it,
Look at that.
adding it as I go. And this is all my sock leftovers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
But I wish I had known about that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But yeah, you just add as you go.
Yeah,
So-
I love that.
Then
Amazing.
some squares, and then you have to this one is squares, and then you have to what's the name? Sew them, to seam them. But
Okay.
there are solutions really interesting, even from from inside to outside, or even outside to inside.
Mhm.
Two different ways to do to knit the modular
Cool.
blanket. Really interesting.
Okay.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gets rid of a lot of scrap yarn, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Lord knows we got a lot of that.
I would like to ask for picking up stitches because finally this is the Phrancko baby sweater.
Yeah.
So for the neck, he says pick up an even number of stitches, but I don't know exactly how to pick up. I have to pick up every stitch again, and then or do you understand?
No.
If there's no number, and then if I need just to decrease the number, or
Okay, the easy way is you just pick up what you're going to pick up, what you think you need to pick up. And then as you work around the first time, you'll either have an even number or an odd number. And if you think you need an extra one, you like make one. If you think you want to it's easier. Usually I just decrease one.
Yeah.
And then so it's like then you end up with the right number. You don't worry about what number you're going to get
for the
first.
ribbing, sometimes they say less number of stitches, smaller number of stitches for a ribbing. So if I take all the stitches again, I don't know if they are going to be too much, too many stitches.
But is it smaller needle?
You can see how it is. I usually do smaller needles, but I usually do pick up pretty much every one. But if it seems like the neckline is being too big with the ribbing, you can just decrease as you go around the first time. That you pick up all the stitches, but then you just decrease a few, and then it will pull it in enough.
So it's better to pick up all the stitches and later decrease or increase.
I like picking up it, doing it that way, and then decrease a little bit. What would you say, Ron? Yeah, you are a turkey.
I was actually in the restroom and you were being piloted by Tim in secret.
Oh,
I will
Tim.
suggest. I will suggest another way then. What I did is, have you knitted it to the bottom ribbing, Sergio?
No,
So he's doing the neck. The neck.
Yes, but has he done the ribbing on the bottom?
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
because
because
I measured my stitch and row gauge from my bottom ribbing.
That's smart.
And then I knew how many stitches per inch I was getting in my knit one, purl one, and then how many stitches I was getting in my stocking net. And then the difference for me was a ratio of 5 to 6. So every 5 stitches, I left one gap and then carried on picking up along the main edges. On the row gauge, it was virtually 1 to 1. So I picked up everything on the sides here, but along here, I only picked up 5 to every 6 stitches because that was my gauge on my ribbing. But it made very little difference. I would think if you picked up every stitch, it wouldn't really make a great deal of difference and then decrease, like Cindy said.
No, for the vertical and diagonals, I made a ratio. I don't remember if I made 3 out of 4 or what. I don't remember. But for the horizontal is just 1 out of every 1.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a lot of difference.
Okay,
it's
but
such a
I don't know.
small area. It's such a small area. I've actually got a finished Phrancko.
Oh,
wow.
This one.
Hey,
nice.
Fast.
Completed
Oh, look
it.
at that.
oh boy.
Arms all good. I was pleased with the increases. The increases at the sleeves.
Oh, yeah. He froze a bit.
On the neck, what I did was I picked up my stitches on the outside, and on the purl bumps on the inside, I put barber cord to let me see where they were. And then I had 2 round needles. So I had an outside needle, and then on the inside, I picked up all the purl bumps on the inside.
Wow.
And then on the outside, I knit 3 rows. On the inside, I knit 3 rows. And then I joined them with a 3 needle bind off as such. So I joined them both together.
Right.
And then it gave the neckline a bit more of a sturdy finish.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
And
I love it.
On the inside, you don't get a raw edge.
Right, it's all finished.
It's all
that.
finished on the inside.
Yeah, nice.
That's lovely.
I like that.
That's
I like
good.
that.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a technique I learned from Roxanne Richardson. She had a recent
a
video
lot.
about it.
Yes, a lot.
And it was a bit fiddly, but it worked really, really well. It was really good. So I was pleased.
I watch her videos too. I like Roxanne. Her
Yeah,
videos
she's very
are really
good.
Mm.
And I've also got a sock for Will.
Oh, yay.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
that one looks tricky.
Oh,
Oh, that's a cool one.
branding? What is
Nice.
that?
I got the gauge wrong twice. I had to re-knit it twice because it was too small. Too small
Nick, is
for
that
me
a
'cause I like it
metal?
typed up.
Nick, is that a metal?
No, this is just a clip on
Oh,
a
all right. The other
on a
one's
stock
plastic. I
blocker.
see.
and
Okay.
It just clips on and hangs up to dry.
And so is
But,
that a color stranding pattern where you're carrying the yarn behind, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Cool.
I'll type it in. It's Linear Socks by Summer Lee.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And
Cool.
she's sorry, I've just dropped my headphone.
Ah,
But yes, Linear Socks by Summer Lee.
Okay,
I've
great.
got one done and I'm just doing the other now. So that's my
Nice.
2 things.
Lovely.
The yeah, it's good.
So are you doing top down or toe up?
These are top down. So these are top down. So I think I do the single color is done on 2mm, which is
Mhm.
Cindy, help me out. What's 2mm? Needle.
Oh, hang on.
One,
I have to look it up.
0,
Is
and
it zeros?
0,
I
maybe.
think it's 0.
yeah.
Zeros. So
Yeah.
these are on zeros, and I
Yes,
think
it is
these are
0. 0. You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
and these are 2.75 for the color work, but it is stranded color work
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Cool.
with an afterthought heel
Not heel.
that you cut
Mm.
open, and that makes that line and that
Yeah.
line like that.
Yeah.
So, which I'm not keen on an afterthought heel because it leaves too many strands of yarn on the corners and things.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay.
They're fine.
It was necessary for this pattern to split the colors properly around the heel, but as an afterthought heel, I'm not keen.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a forethought heel and actually have a bit of thing in there to take out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An afterthought heel that you thought of ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It balances out to just be a thought heel.
I have
So
a
you want
question.
a pre-planned heel versus the one that you forgot.
Right. Some,
Nick,
Question for the group.
hold on, Sung was asking a question.
I just have a quick question. That Summer Lee sock pattern, is that from her book or is that from her pattern store?
It's from her book, but I will check to see if it's available separately. I think she probably will advertise and sell it separately.
But okay, but you did get it from a book.
I got it from the book.
Okay, because she's coming out with another book sometime later this year. And it's all patterns. But she was talking about that. But that's
Right, okay.
fantastic. Thank you.
She's got a great personality, hasn't she, on her video?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She has a lovely personality.
Yeah, and I knitted her. That's called it's like athletic socks that she did.
Oh yes, I remember that she did it because she's got ribbing around the insole,
Oh, that's
wasn't
cool.
Oh,
Yes,
that's neat.
cool.
Look at that.
And
Yeah.
it's
That
not
is
ribbing,
nice.
it's slip stitches.
Wow.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, okay.
Fits beautifully.
Nice.
Ah,
But this
And
is her
so-
pattern.
Which sock is that, Sung? Which one is
Oh
that?
gosh, it's called comfy
What was-
socks. Yeah.
Comfy socks?
Mm-hmm. You gotta watch her video. She's really funny. How she yeah.
She
And that
has got
one's
a great
top down, too?
personality.
that one's top down too?
Yes, she likes top down. She rarely does toe up. I've never seen her do toe up. So
There we go. William.
I found the sock pattern and
Oh,
put it
good,
in.
because I was not finding it. I'm
I
looking,
think it's
but
the
I'm
right one. Linnea socks.
Oh, Linea.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm knitting. I don't know about the
Okay.
comfy sock.
Okay.
Sandra, what did you have to say?
Well, I still consider myself a new knitter. I started in 2020, so I may be edging out of the newness part. But when I see like the socks that are being knit or the blankets, and I'm like, oh, I want to knit that. Like, right? So I don't have a panic about knitting it, but I have a strong urge to want to knit something. I'm like, whoa. All I have to do is look at my 4 years worth of yarn over here. Like, why would I put that on me that I'm going to knit that when all I would probably do is buy the yarn, start the project, and not get it done? You know, that's more my mantra. So didn't know people as they've progressed some of you have knit for many years, some of you maybe less than me, I'm not sure. But how do you manage that desire when you see something new and the color combinations are the new yarn? Right, Ron.
You don't. You just go for it.
This is the
What do
thing that my drawer of things that I was interested in, a stitch pattern or a yarn combination that just became more my swatches. This is just a drawer of swatches. Now I have the I'm a yarn shop proprietor, so experimenting with things, I can easily justify that to myself as being, oh, 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh, and a little crocheted piece of mold. I can justify that with being someone who needs to experiment, who needs to try different techniques, who needs to feel different yarns. But the thing is, here's the new philosophy I came up with the other day. Be your own kindergarten teacher. I was reading a book that mentioned someone was eating a dish called stuffed long beans, and I had never stuffed a long bean. So I looked into it. Like you blanch long beans and braid them into a little nest and stuff them with like a minced
my
pork
gosh.
mixture in this case.
Mm.
They were delicious. But it's like, this is like if you were in kindergarten. We would read a book that showed us like, here's this food that you've never heard of. Tomorrow we're gonna make it. And like, I don't have a kindergarten teacher to introduce me to things and give me a little project to do as just personal enrichment. So at a certain point, you got to be your own kindergarten teacher. If you've got the means and the time and you only like knitting the cuff part of the sock, good for you. You swatched part of the sock. It was interesting. You developed your skills. You got to play with yarn. You got to hold something soft. You got to make a little bit of something and either finish it because you loved it or put it away, not having wasted your time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can rip that yarn out and use it on something else.
Mhm.
Or you can wind up with a drawer of
Oh,
this.
let's not fool ourselves. Very people rip the yarn and use it for something else. What we do is chuck it in a bag and go and buy new yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
support your local
philosophy,
yarn
Sandra.
shop.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Be your own kindergarten teacher. Today we're going to cast on the top of a sock.
There we go.
If you like casting on the sock, you can knit the rest of the sock at home.
I was in our local yarn store today because they're retiring and they're closing their store. And I don't knit socks, but I saw all these cute sock yarns. I'm like, oh, but I don't knit socks. Oh, but the yarn is so cute. You know? I was able to walk out.
Doesn't matter.
So
Yeah.
here's a selfish thing I often tell people as a yarn store proprietor whose business it is to sell yarn. When they're like, oh, this is so beautiful. What would I do with it? You like looking at it. And if you have the means and you enjoy it, many of these skeins are beautiful. Put them in a fruit bowl.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just enjoy cutting the yarn.
You enjoy them. No one's going to punish you for getting something because you like it, because it makes you happy to look at. And,
Yeah.
you know, if you're not missing your electric bill to do that, you know, don't be irresponsible with your money. But if it brings you joy and you have the room, buy it. Why not?
But also,
Why not?
I'm sure Will will agree. My first socks were dreadful.
Oh,
My
sure.
first socks they were just
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I look at them now, they're baggy and they don't fit, and the heel's got a hole in it, and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it is to learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
You kind of, no one bothers with a gauge stock for stocks, I don't think. You start knitting on the recommended needles, you put them on, it's too big for you, and you think, okay, next one I'll go down a size or whatever. It's all just that trial and error, and stocks are so good because they're only this big.
Yeah.
And you can just take them anywhere, and
They're portable.
I'm
and-
never
and-
not knitting. I'm always knitting, either in the car, not while driving, but in the car, or you know, you just take them with you and just knit. And I think sock knitting is a great thing, a great portable thing for people.
Yeah.
To counterpoint my own self, many people are very responsible with their yarn purchases and their techniques, and really get a lot out of doing the research before a project, learning the best practices, and making very careful decisions and working on one project at a time. Many people are that way. I don't know how, but many people are. And if that works for you and you love to work that way, that's also, do a lot of research, look into it. Maybe what was pinging your brain is you just wanted to know more about socks. And if you just read 2 books about socks and an article of socks and look at 3 patterns and don't make a sock, that's still not time wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Well, I also am missing, I'm knitting this red sweater that I showed last week, and
Let's look.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
beautiful.
That's nice.
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So the charts,
lovely.
or did you write it out line by line?
I am reading the chart, and I
Yay.
report that I'm much more comfortable with reading the chart, and it's also because like this part, the beginning, I did at least 4 times before I got it right on the 5th. So it's good. And while we were talking, I ripped out a whole row because one little section I missed something, and then it wrecked the tension all the way across, for the yarn overs. They were going to look sloppy, and I just couldn't handle that. So I ripped it all back while we were talking. So I was grateful for that. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the lace. This is my second lace one. That
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'm so
Nice.
pleased for you that you stuck with it and gave the chart. You'll be so thankful that you learned charts. They are indispensable and really very, very handy. And once you've wrapped your mind around what they're telling you, there's such an easy way to communicate the information. So
I
I'm very
can
pleased to see it.
glance now and say, oh yeah, that's where I am. I'm
Right.
reading my knitting. It's very helpful with reading.
And it started off as a logic puzzle for 2 grades ahead of you, right?
I was thought, I think I'm running out of yarn, and so I had to take my sweater to work to weigh it because for some reason my scale wasn't working. And now I'm missing 2 skeins, which seems to be my mode of operation is to
Oh.
use some of my yarn while I'm knitting a sweater. So after today, I'm going to have to do a yarn hunt. Can find them somewhere.
There's some enrichment. Hide yarn around the house and then challenge yourself to find it. It's like when a tiger gets a pumpkin full of hamburger meat to
Mm.
around.
But I've only owned the yarn since Christmas, so it can't be that deep, I suppose. But anyway, whatever.
Okay, your assignment is next time you buy yarn, Sandra, you text one of us in the chat where you're putting the yarn so that someone is your backup in case it gets lost.
Great idea. I should just put hooks around the wall and hang all my yarn.
You could do that.
There you go.
I put up pipe and flange on my wall and hung my skeins up with S hooks.
Oh.
You put up what?
Huh?
A pipe?
Pipe and flange. Yeah, just like copper pipe from the hardware store, and mounted it on my wall. And my house has like some industrial looking decor, so it matched my decor. But like a curtain rod. And I just hung skeins of yarn on S hooks so I could still enjoy them. And they were really cool.
You know what? We just moved my office to our downtown location, and I have a lot of wall space. And I'm in at the office, and I'm thinking I should do that.
It's
easy.
Can open the skeins and let them hang like open hanks. It can be very, very as like a feature in your room.
It's art. It's art.
Yeah, you can get 10-foot conduit from Home Depot for like $4 and just hang it on the wall.
An extra curtain rod.
Yeah. It's very good. Yeah, I have conduits for curtain rods. So.
Yeah, it's cheap. as we are wrapping up, who else has something to show? I want to make sure everyone gets.
I have really very quick.
Okay.
All right.
I did.
I was
find the
wondering if
spray
you
starch.
starched the doily.
I still have not starched it, but I went to the grocery store and I was looking around and looking around. I couldn't find it. I looked online. It said it was in aisle 11 or something. So it's like, okay, I'm here. Where is it? I finally found it. It was way on the bottom, all behind everything else. There was 2 cans. So I bought one. I left one for someone else that wants it. There was 22 different kinds, and I did count, of fabric softener, but this was the only starch they had. They did not have liquid, and they only had this one spray starch. So now I just have to do it.
Was it by the Scotch Guard?
That's all they had.
Are you scared to do it? Are you nervous?
I am a little bit. Doing the doily was hard. And on really tiny needles, and I kind of stress myself out about it. And so I don't want to wreck it. And I know I won't wreck it because you can just wash it out if it doesn't work and do it. I mean, it's like I wash knitted things all the time, so it'll be okay. But it's still, I don't know why it's freaking me out.
That's precious. That doily is precious.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Anyone else got something to share with the class? I don't know why I'm about school metaphors today, but
well, I think the title for this video should be your own kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
I think that should be it.
It's the best advice I could come up with. Do silly little projects, learn things. It'll be fun.
Cindy, are you
Yes.
going to spray it and then put your hot iron on it directly, or are you going to have something in between?
I'm not going to iron it at all. What I'm doing is I cut out a piece of white paper, not using any pen or anything, but a piece of white paper that is the size that it should be. And I'm putting that down on my blocking mat. I'm going to spray it. And they say spray the back first. I don't know. But anyway, spray it and pin it out to where it's exactly the size and let it dry like that.
I see. You're going to air dry it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want the I've seen some people's comments back from their things that it's like they overblocked it or whatever, and then it removed the stitch definition that it was too flat, and they don't want that either.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna pin it like you would lace, stretch lace, and let it do that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The iron is not going to touch it. It's wool. It's not cotton.
Making a template is a very clever way to make sure.
Well, that it really is round. That it's not. That I don't end up with an egg. I don't want an egg doily.
And it's also a good technique for if you're making something that requires seaming, making yourself a paper template to make sure all your pieces are the right size, so you're not constantly trying to fiddle with a ruler and you stretch it and then it snaps back while you're measuring the other side. A paper template, even like freezer paper, which is not absorbent, can help. All right, does anyone have anything? It is 3:30. Are we doing okay? Everyone got a chance?
Yeah.
Some got a big package on the way. Tim,
Perfect. I can't wait.
Tim took it to the
Some of that alpaca fleece, huh?
Everyone put your address in the chat so I can send you your free bag of dusty alpaca.
Well, you could do that. That if anybody that orders from you in the next 20 days from this, they could get a free alpaca stuffed in their package.
Come for the
You'll
yard.
charge them
Pay for the big wad of dirty alpaca hair.
Yeah.
How's your sweater coming, Ron? Your open lace?
Oh, it is coming. There's not much more of it. We got some new yarns in stock that I was making swatches of this week. But I've completed. I'm starting my second repeat of the lace pattern. I'm about halfway through the second set of increases after the center. So I color code my stitch markers.
I am glad to see you do that because I do that too, and I I felt weird even saying it.
So I can tell at a
Can you zoom
glance.
in on that? Can you feature yourself or whatever you do?
Oh,
Make it
yes.
big?
Can I feature myself?
I didn't know what to call it.
Every day it's a trial not to. So, you know, when you're reading a Phrancko pattern, it will tell you, you know, increase every other row 3 times, increase every 5th row this many times, increase every 8th row this many times. As those increments go up, I use different colors of stitch markers. So this was my every other row twice. This is every 3rd row 5 times. This is every 5th row twice. And I am clearly 3 increases in to the next set of increase every 3 times. And I buy these jumbo buckets of like plastic loom things. Every time there's a school break, the week after school goes back in, I go to the shops and I look for these, and they're always discounted craft supplies by them. Someone has bought them to keep their children entertained, and then they've gone on sale. So I get these for pennies on the dollar, and they come in lots of colors, which is good for me because I like to color coordinate that way.
That's
So that's where I am.
That's cool. I'll just count out the number. And when I'm done that number, I know I finished that section.
Right, me
That's
too.
what I
Color
do too.
coordinating it makes more sense.
Yeah, it's and I just do it so I can glance because I carry my knitting with me all the time. The sweater goes in my backpack sometimes for 9 months. I can just pull it out and be like 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm doing the every 3rd row, and I can tell at a glance without. I'm happy to read my knitting, but I'm also very happy to be a potato about it. Just tell at a glance. So. And there you go, everyone. All right, I hope you all had a good day. Sandra, if you'll hold on for a minute, I'm going to stop the recording. And so let's all say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Take it easy. Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.